So let's take a look at this CRKT Fossil. It's a striking looking knife. Really cool. Look at all the texturing they put in the stainless steel and match the G10 overlays. Got some holes in there all the way through. It is a flipper knife with a frame lock. What's nice is that the G10 holds your hand off of the frame lock. So when you're holding it, you can still disengage it really good. And then when you go to flip it, you're gripping on G10. You're not pushing on that lock with the detent ball. This model is the 5470 Fossil, the Coma design. The 5470 is the larger of the two Fossils that they offer. The blade length is listed just shy of 4 inches. Open, just about 8.9 inches. And about a 5-inch closed length. There's a slight recurve in the blade, and it is hollow ground. Got a nice swedge on the top. Beautiful looking blade. The top of the spine here, I didn't bring a ferro rod over, but it is very sharp. There's no way that you couldn't strike a fire steel with that. If this was somehow going to be your bushcraft knife, there shouldn't be any problem with that. Falls shut pretty good once you get past, if you just break the lock, it then, I believe it's called a double clutch. It hits right here where the detent ball has to get up onto the blade steel. So there it's locked. And then it hits the detent ball right there. It will not close on its own. You have to get past that spot, and then it's very smooth. The detent it allows you to build up a lot of pressure. It really makes that blade fly out when you give it a light switch flick like that. However, it is very heavy detent. Trying to open it with the thumb hole, it's very difficult. If you get all the way down into the smaller part, you can get enough leverage and break that detent and then slow roll it out. I've had some limited success doing a reverse flick by getting my finger way down there. That does work, but you have to be all the way down into that smaller part to get as much leverage as possible. I have been using this at work some, but let's check the sharpness on it. I wanted to get some carry time on it before I reviewed it. It came sharp, and it's still sharp. I haven't beat on it at all, and I haven't touched up the edge. It's definitely not a light knife. Let's see what we got here. Right about 6 ounces. 6 ounces for a 4-inch blade. That's pretty stout. That's where the balance point is. Right at that forward finger groove. The pocket clip does have recessed screws, nice and flush, which is great because with the pocket clip pushing your jeans against this rough G10, it doesn't really come out of your jeans as easy as you hope. I don't really know if it'd tear your jeans up because the surface of the G10 isn't that sharp. But that being said, while carrying it, you can definitely feel a lot of sharp spots. All you gotta do is run your hand over this. These points that they have on the G10, look at that right there on the end. Those are really sharp and pokey. So when this thing's sitting down in your pocket and you reach in to get it, you're gonna find every single one of those sharp points. It is not comfortable. It's not something that you can have in your pocket and put your hand in your pocket and just leave it there. It'll rub into your hand. When you run your hand over this knife, you can definitely feel sharp places. That jimping, it's not overly sharp. It's pretty nice. But the edges could be dulled a little bit. The flipper has a nice little bit of jimping there so you can get a hold of it. But it too, on the edges of it, it's sharp. It hasn't been melted or rounded at all. Not smoothed off. It's a polymer backspacer. Nothing wrong with it other than polymer just being kind of cheap, but this isn't really an expensive knife. And the polymer doesn't look terrible. The whole look of the knife is really great. But I gotta say, I really didn't enjoy carrying it that much. Just because it's not that comfortable. When it's open, I can feel that pocket clip dig right in here across my hand. Like I said, when you move your hand around on this, you're feeling all of those little points and high spots. The G10 does not come out all the way. So when your fingers wrap around, they're wrapping around on this stainless steel. See that point right there? When you choke up, the point of that lock is poking into your finger. All in all, it's a really nice looking knife if you're not going to be using it that much. If you want to pull it out and have people look at it because it's very striking in appearance, that's great. The flipper works pretty good in light switch mode. Just can't get over all of the little sharp spots. The blade is made of 8CR13. So if you do really put it to some use, you're going to be resharpening it. There's just no getting around that. I haven't run a hardness test on it, but I'm relatively positive it's going to be fairly low. But let's see. On Knife Center, This model is going for $67.95. I got it on clearance at Walmart for a lot less than that. And it was worth the price I paid at Walmart, for sure. When it's locked, it's like a bank vault. It really locks up nice and tight. Once you get past that double clutch, there is a little bit of pivot lash I can feel. But no detent lash. It locks up tight in the closed position as well. So yeah, you're going to have to see if that price for this knife is worth it. The looks are fantastic. You're just going to have to make the decision for yourself. If you can handle one of these before you buy, I definitely recommend that. So that's the Columbia River 5470 Fossil Flipper. Thanks for your views. Please give me a thumbs up, help the channel grow, and I'll be back with more.